This video is based on 4 research articles published on respected websites about health. They found that after meals blood sugar spikes can be a major cause of heart disease. One research found that even people without diabetes can have blood sugar spikes which may lead to heart disease. The good news is that if you avoid foods causing blood sugar spikes, you can prevent the bad side. Also, even if you don't have diabetes, it is important to occasionally check your blood sugar. This video has chapters, so you can save time and probably data by watching the chapters of interest. Research links are in the comments. Research 1. Did you know that even healthy people can have blood sugar spikes like diabetics? It's true. A study from Stanford University found some surprising results about our blood sugar levels. Let's talk about what they discovered. The researchers used a continuous glucose monitor or CGM device that constantly checks blood sugar levels. It's not like the usual finger prick test that only gives you a quick snapshot. This device keeps track all day long. So, what did they find? Well, it turns out our blood sugar goes up and down a lot more than we thought. These changes are called spikes, and they happen after we eat, especially when we munch on carbohydrates. Here's the kicker. Lots of people are having these spikes without even knowing it. Dr. Michael Snyder, who led the study, says this could be a problem. Why? Because high blood sugar, especially if it stays high for a while, can increase your risk of heart disease and make your body resist insulin. That's often how diabetes starts. But wait, there's more. The study found that some people who think they're healthy may be having blood sugar problems. Some of them had spikes as bad as people with diabetes. That's pretty wild, right? The researchers didn't stop there. They also started working on a smart computer program. This program might one day be able to tell you which foods make your blood sugar spike. Now, let's talk numbers. The study looked at 57 people. Most of them were healthy or showing early signs of diabetes. 5 of them had type 2 diabetes. The researchers found 3 main types of spikers: low, moderate, and severe. But here's the thing. Your type can change based on what you eat. Did you know that about 90% of people who are pre-diabetic don't even know it? And get this. About 70% of pre-diabetic people will eventually develop diabetes. That's why Dr. Snyder thinks these monitors are so important. They can give you early warnings so you can change your diet if you need to. Now, here's a fun fact. They did a little experiment with breakfast foods. They had 30 people eat 3 different breakfasts: cornflakes with milk, a peanut butter sandwich, and a protein bar. Guess what? More than half of the healthy people had spikes as high as pre-diabetic or diabetic people after eating these meals. But the real shocker? A whopping 80% of people had a spike after eating cornflakes and milk. Dr. Snyder thinks that might not be the best breakfast choice for everyone. So, what causes these spikes? It's a mix of things like your genes. Also, the bacteria living in your body, called the microbiome, and how your genes are expressed. But don't worry, these things can change. That's why Dr. Snyder suggests everyone, even healthy folks, should check their blood sugar with a monitor about once a year. The researchers are still trying to figure out why some people spike and others don't. They think understanding and changing the microbiome might be a big part of the answer. This study is part of Stanford Medicine's work on precision health. They're trying to prevent diseases in healthy people and find better ways to diagnose and treat sick people. Research 2. Did you know that people with diabetes are more likely to get heart problems? It's true, but scientists are still trying to figure out exactly why. Wait, there is more, but do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe down below. For a long time, doctors thought that lowering blood sugar would help prevent heart disease in people with diabetes. But, surprise, surprise, it didn't work as well as they hoped. Some studies even showed that trying to lower blood sugar too much could be dangerous. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Scientists have discovered that it's not just about how high your average blood sugar is. It's also about how much your blood sugar goes up and down, especially after meals. These spikes in blood sugar might be the real troublemakers. Think of it like this. Imagine your blood sugar is like a roller coaster. It's not just about how high the roller coaster goes, but how many ups and downs it has. Those quick ups and downs might be causing more problems than we thought. But wait, there's more. When your blood sugar spikes, it can cause all sorts of issues in your body. It can make your blood vessels inflamed and even change how your bone marrow works. All of this can lead to more heart problems. Now, you might be wondering, what can we do about this? Well, some new medicines might help. They're called SGLT2 inhibitors and GLP-1 agonists. My personal preference is SGLT2 inhibitors as they're fairly cheap compared to GLP-1 medications. These medicines can help lower blood sugar without causing those dangerous lows that other medicines sometimes do. Here's a cool fact. Scientists are even working on creating new types of proteins that could help control blood sugar and reduce inflammation. It's like they're designing custom tools to fix the problem. So, what's the takeaway from this research? Well, if you have diabetes, it's not just about keeping your average blood sugar down. It's also about avoiding those big spikes after meals. And if you're worried about your heart health, talk to your doctor about these new treatments. Research 3. Even if you don't have diabetes, you could have high blood sugar. Some smart researchers from UCL and the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine found this out. They looked at a lot of people, over 427,000 to be exact. What they found was pretty surprising. Men and women with higher blood sugar levels had a 30 to 50% greater chance of getting heart problems. But here's the kicker, this was true even when their blood sugar wasn't high enough to be called diabetes. Wait, there is more, but do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe, down below. Now, you might be thinking, well, what about people who actually have diabetes? Good question. The study found that for them, the risk of heart problems was even higher, up to double. But wait, there's more. The researchers also discovered something really interesting about blood sugar levels that are considered normal. They found that the lower your blood sugar is within this normal range, the better it is for your heart. People with the lowest blood sugar levels had a 10% lower risk of heart problems compared to others. Now, let's talk about the differences between men and women. At first, it looked like women with diabetes had a higher risk of heart problems than men. But when the researchers took a closer look, considering things like body measurements and what medicines people were taking, that difference disappeared. Here's something else that caught my eye. The study found that women weren't getting the same preventive treatments as men. Fewer women were prescribed medications to help prevent heart problems, even when they had similar blood sugar levels as men. The researchers also did a fun little experiment with breakfast foods. They had 30 people eat 3 different breakfasts: cornflakes with milk, a peanut butter sandwich, and a protein bar. Guess what? More than half of the healthy people had blood sugar spikes as high as people with prediabetes or diabetes after eating these meals. And get this, 80% of people had a spike after eating cornflakes and milk. So, what does all this mean for you? Well, it might be a good idea to keep an eye on your blood sugar, even if you think you're healthy. The lead researcher, Dr. Christopher Wrench, suggests that everyone should check their blood sugar at least twice a year. Research 4. Some smart folks at the Framingham Heart Study wanted to determine how likely people are to get heart disease over their lifetime. They looked at a bunch of people, some with diabetes and some without, and some who were normal weight, some overweight, or obese. Here's what they found out. For women without diabetes, about 38% will get heart disease in their lifetime. But for women with diabetes, that number jumps up to 67%. That's a big difference. Now, let's talk about the guys. Men without diabetes have about a 55% chance of getting heart disease in their lifetime. But if they have diabetes, that goes up to 78%. Yikes. But wait, there's more. They also looked at how weight affects things. For women with diabetes who are normal weight, their chance of getting heart disease is about 55%. But if they're obese, it goes up to almost 79%. That's a huge jump. For men, it's even scarier. Normal weight men with diabetes have about a 79% chance of heart disease. But if they're obese, it's nearly 87%. That's almost 9 out of 10 guys. Now, you might be thinking, wow, those numbers are high. And you're right. But here's the thing, these are lifetime risks. That means over a really long time, like 30 years. The researchers also looked at shorter time periods. Over 10 years, the risk is much lower. For example, normal weight women without diabetes only have about a 6% chance of heart disease in 10 years. But for obese women with diabetes, it's about 42%. So, what does all this mean? Well, it shows us that both diabetes and obesity can really increase your chances of heart problems. But it also means that keeping a healthy weight can help, even if you have diabetes. Now, don't panic if you're in one of these higher risk groups. Remember, these are just chances, not guarantees. And there's a lot you can do to lower your risk. Eating healthy, staying active, and working with your doctor to manage your blood sugar can all help. The main takeaway is this: if you have diabetes, or if you're overweight or obese, it's super important to take care of your heart health. Talk to your doctor about ways to lower your risk. Every little bit helps. And hey, even if you don't have diabetes or weight issues, it's never too early to start taking care of your heart. After all, prevention is the best medicine, right? Remember, everyone's body is different. What works for one person might not work for another. But with all this new research, doctors are getting better at figuring out how to keep people with diabetes healthy and reduce their risk of heart disease.